What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great day or night, wherever you're at. I hope you guys are having a great one. So today we're going to talk about basically what I talked about last video. We're going to kind of talk about my jobs, because that's what I told you guys I was going to talk about. So let's get this video started. So when I was 15 years old or something around that, I got a paper out, and I did paper out for, God, I can't remember, not that long actually, a couple months probably. And I bought a motor scooter, and that's how I did my paper out. I put on my little motor scooter and I went and did my paper out. I made like 60 bucks every 2 weeks or a month, I can't remember. It was not good money, but I was young, so I did that until about a couple months, and I quit, and I kind of just did school at the time. Well, then around 16 years old, I worked at Peach Ranch, and if you guys don't know what Peach Ranch is, kind of like the bigger cities like Illinois and them. I don't think I've ever seen a Peach Ranch in Illinois, but there is Peach Ranch in Illinois, or no Peach Ranch in Illinois, sorry. But Peach Ranch is like a buffet. They sell pizza, chicken, mashed potatoes, and stuff like that. It's basically nothing that fancy or whatever. Well, I worked there for about 6 to 7 months. I made pizzas. I was a bus boy, and it wasn't nothing. It was just a little job, I guess. It was nothing really special. It wasn't cool. I don't think it's cool. It's kind of embarrassing saying, but I was a kid. I was younger than I am now. I'm still a kid, I guess. But so from 16, I was almost about 17. I got this job, and I printed t-shirts for the job. I'm not going to say the names of these jobs. I'm going to kind of let this one be. I printed t-shirts until about 21, 22 years old or so, and I quit that job on a good note. I quit that job on a good note. So I gave my 2 weeks. I did all that. I mean, I made good enough money, I guess. I bought my first Camaro with that money, actually. Well, my first Camaro, my only Camaro I've had with that money I saved up from working at this place. So obviously I bought a house in the making of all this. I mean, I was nuts. I just kind of bought stuff. Probably not the smartest moves, no, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I can't go back, and it's what it is. So then I ended up quitting that t-shirt printing company, and I worked for another company that printed the t-shirts and did the same exact thing. And I worked there for about 3 months, and they decided to throw me on one of the other companies, which detailed cars. So I detailed cars for probably about a year or so. And this is where it kind of gets interesting. So when I was working at that job, I got an offer, because I got an offer from this job that they said, hey, I'll pay you like it was like $2 more an hour than what I was making now, and it was closer to my house. So he offered me that money, and I was doing countertops. And if you are watching my video, you know who I'm talking about, and we'll kind of leave that be out, and you know who you are if you're ended up watching somehow this video, because I know you kind of watch these type of videos, so you might come into this and you know who you are. So anyways, so I took that job, and I thought, man, this is awesome. I live closer to my new job, and I'm making $2 more. I'm like, dang, this is gonna be awesome. And I'm gonna learn how to do like granite, quartz, like real countertops. So I did that for about 6 months, or not, probably, I think it was longer than that. I think it was like a year, because I turned about 22 when I quit there. So yeah, it was about a year around there roughly. I might be butchering some of this, but just understand, guys. I hope you guys understand kind of where I'm getting at through my age. I'm 24 now, so kind of go through what I'm doing. So I did countertops, and the first 2 weeks were fantastic. I got treated very well. I mean, it was perfect. Well, after those 2 weeks, obviously I'm suckered in now. I mean, he knows I own a house. You know, I'm obviously in a bunch of debt. I'm gonna own a house. Like, I can't just get up and leave the job like any kid my age can. You know, I don't live with mom. I got a car payment. I got credit cards. Like, I'm in deep holes at this point in life. So obviously I can't just get up and walk out. Like, that just can't happen. I cannot afford. I live paycheck to paycheck, so I couldn't even. There's no way I could afford to just walk out. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind while you guys are listening to this. I could not afford to walk out. I needed this job. So this guy, after about 2 weeks, treated me like shit. Like, he was working me like a slave. When I first started this job, he said your hours will be 8 to 5, which is fine. That's fine with me. I was okay with 40 hours a week. Maybe overtime once in a while, okay? I fully understand. I fully get that. I fully am aware of that out. Like, what I was signing up for when I first started. No, this guy worked me from like 8 to 8 every night. Like, I was working like probably 50 to 60 hours a week. He was working me like a slave. And if you guys did not watch my first video, I am in college. So please understand where I'm getting at. I can't be working 60-hour weeks. I know you guys, some of you guys are like, oh, come on, I did 60 hours a week and I did full-time school. Okay, that's you. But I physically can't do that. You know, I try to maintain my school at a 4.0 GPA. I try to do good, you know. So just please hear me out, guys. So this guy, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm getting upset. This guy just really got to me, as you guys can tell. So time and time went on. Every day, him calling me dumbass, him harassing me, he pushed me one time, hit me. Like, it was always bad. And I was just so scared. Every day I would wake up, I would be frightened to go to work. I'm like, if I go to work, am I going to get hit today? Am I going to get harassed today? What is going to happen today? I was scared for my life. I didn't know what I was going to do. It was so scary. So I was probably the worst depressed. I've been so depressed from this guy. Like, he made my life miserable. I thought my life was over. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I can't do this. Like, I'd go home. I'm not ashamed to say this. I'd go home like every day crying because my life was so fucking miserable, and I could not do it anymore. Like, it wasn't that I was scared of him. It was that I could not leave my job. Like, you guys know why. Like, I could not. So I was scared of my life. I didn't know what was gonna happen. And it scared me. It freaked me out. So I was scared every day. He was pushing me. He was like calling me names all the time. He always got mad over the dumbest thing. Like, it wasn't even like to the extreme. And I was working my butt off for this guy. Like, I tried to go to work every day to make this guy happy. Okay, so the thing that's where I made my mistake at, right? So if any of you guys are watching this, please, 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 please listen to me. If you get a job and someone is treating you misfairly, if somebody's making you do more work than another employee, don't take that shit. You guys need to stand up for yourself and say, no, f you, make him do something too. If I gotta do something, he's gotta do something too. You know, you guys, you don't let these bosses get to you. They piss me off, and that's my mistake. I had to kind of kiss ass to this guy, and I did not want to do that in any means. I was just so lost on what I'm going to do with life. You know, I didn't want to lose my house for not making mortgage payments. I didn't want to do any of that. So I was frightening. If you guys ever get in that situation, just please, like, just leave. You know, find another job as soon as possible. Just get out of there, get in a better environment. You don't need to work for people that treat you like shit, because at the end of the day, you can go anywhere to make $1 more or $1 less, and you won't even notice it on your paycheck. Trust me, trust me. And if these bosses keep treating you like shit, why work for them? Why work for somebody that does not treat you fairly? Like, I don't want to say I was getting to the point where I was thinking of suicide. I wasn't thinking like that. And I never, ever want anybody to think of, oh, go the easy way out, because that's not good, you know. You can always improve yourself. So all this happening, the day I quit, I went in at 8 o'clock in the morning like I normally did, and I made this countertop bevel, probably like a 16th, maybe a 32nd, too big. If anybody can read a tape measure, if anybody knows the sizes of that, you guys will understand. A 16th is way bigger than a hair. I don't know how thin a hair is, but that's what I'm saying, okay? It was like barely, it wasn't even a big deal. A customer wouldn't even know. I didn't even know, obviously. I did it that way, right? So he got down my throat. He was harassing me the whole morning. It was probably about 11 o'clock. He was on me all the time. And he even said to my face, he's like, do you like when I treat you like this? Do you like it? And when he was doing that, my fucking head was spinning. I was so fed up with how I was getting treated. I bottled my whole emotions up for like however long I worked there. I was just so mad. And he gave me a stack of papers. It was probably about 6 or 7 people's countertops. They were programmed. So if you guys don't know, we programmed countertop on a CNC machine, and we cut it. That's how we cut it and all that, so on. So anyways, we had all the orders done. He had all the orders done. We were just having to finish polishing them up. We had to cut the pieces because all the measurements were done. We just didn't have all the pieces cut or anything yet. So he gave me those stacks and said, go upstairs, there was an upstairs type thing, and get, he was down my throat. So this was all yelling at me, guys. This was not talking. This was yelling at me, physically yelling at me. And he was down my throat the whole time. And he told me to take these papers and go do something. I didn't really even function what he was saying because I was so pissed. I was like so mad. So anyways, I did that or whatever, and then I went in the truck, and my co-worker, which is I think a year younger than me, or he was my co-worker, he was like a year younger than me. I said, if this motherfucker says one more thing to me, I'm walking the fuck out. That's what I told him. He's like, you won't, you're a pussy, you ain't gonna do that. I said, okay, because I don't need to sit there and kiss ass to him. He's just a fucking employee, you know. I don't give a fuck about him. So if you don't believe me, that's on him. Fuck him. Whatever. Not my thing, right? So I did all that, and I walked back out, and he was down my throat again. So I had those stack of papers. Remember, I had those stack of papers still in my hand, and the floor was always soaked. It was soaked because of granite and quartz. I mean, you gotta have water. You have a water saw. There's water all over. The floor was soaked. And he got to my nerves so bad, I took all the piece of paper. As I was walking out, I chucked the piece of paper. I chucked it. I moved my GoPro. So I chucked it, and it landed all over. All the papers, different orders, all that shit, all over the wet floor. I don't know if it ruined it. Little did I even give a shit. I was so mad. I walked out with these stupid ass water boot things on. Like, I don't know what they're exactly are. I put them up on the screen. They're like the little water boot things, wherever. I had those on. It was middle of winter. I had no coat on. I was drenched, full of water. So obviously, think about that, guys. I walked out. I walked all the way, like somewhat ran away. I went to my local college because my girl went in to college. She went into class, so she had my truck at the time. So I went there. She left college, picked me up, and so after all that, he ended up getting in his car and obviously chasing me down, and I was in the truck, and I'm like, I don't have my shoes on me, I don't have my phone on me, I don't got nothing on me. This is all, actually I had my phone on me because I called her, but I didn't have my insurance, I didn't have my shoes or anything, you know, and I'm not gonna just leave my shoes there, screw that. So I was crying, yes, I was upset, I was so mad my emotions were coming out. I could not hold them in anymore, and I was just so upset. It just makes me so depressed thinking about this. But so my girl's like, don't worry, I'll go in, I'll grab your shit, you stay in the truck. I said no problem. So that's what we did. She walked in, and I seen him put a hand on my girl, and I'm like, no, f that, I ain't having that. So I ran into the building, and I said, don't put a hand on her. Like, she stands up on her own. She told the motherfucker what's up, and he didn't give a like, he did not give a he hit her. He don't care. This guy's a douchebag. I mean, this guy's a low-life piece of shit. And I just don't like people like that. I mean, we're all human. We all should get treated equal. Just because he has more money than me does not make him better than me. He is no different from me. The only thing difference between him and me is our bank accounts, right? So this guy, literally, I hate this guy with a passion. And I cannot explain to you guys enough on how much I hate this guy. Like, he knows who he is. He knows. But so going on from that topic, he ended up doing all this shit her and basically not really hitting her, but like pushing her and putting her hands on her. You don't do that to any female. I don't give a fuck who you are. You don't look like a man when you put a hand on a female. You look like a little bitch. So I would, at this point, I already quit. I already walked the fuck out. He can suck a dick. So he thought he was so good. I don't want to be a cocky guy right now and say, oh, I'm like a really good worker, I'm the best. Okay, I'm just saying what he told me. Okay, so I brought him outside because we're not gonna have a little fit inside where nobody can see him. And so, okay, he worked on a very, very, very busy highway. So I didn't want to do this argument inside. I wanted the whole world to see how how stupid he is. So I brought it outside, and he got up in my face, and I got up in his face. I said, I remember what I said to him. I said, I come here every day, bust my ass for you, and you don't appreciate shit that I do for you. And I was up in his face. Think about this. I was madder than I wasn't crying at the time. I was just so mad. I was screaming in his face, and he was up in my face. He said, I need you. I need you, Caleb. I need you. And I said, you don't need me, f you. And that's basically the conversation. So him saying that he needs me, if he really, really needed me, why did he treat me the way he did? You guys, like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's right there alone shows me if a company, if you work good and you show up to work every day and you work for this guy, if you work for somebody and they don't appreciate you, if you leave, they're gonna miss on what you had, because I can guarantee they're gonna go through 20 other people before they find another you. So that's the way I did it. And I've watched that place, after 1 year working there, I watched that place literally go through like probably 20 employees, different cars there, like every week, because nobody wants to work for a guy that treats you like shit. So that's just my point on everything. So that was a big job. I could go on for days on this job, guys. I hope you guys understand that. I mean, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to give him any I don't know how you would say it, but you guys know what I'm saying. I don't want to give him any, like, oh, you know, whatever. So just whatever. I'm done and over with him. So when I did OSHA, I did the cops. Yes, they won't do. They don't give a. They don't care about you. You don't make no money. You don't have no money. You know, they're gonna protect the hired man that has the money, obviously. So that's what they did. Nothing happened to him. So I was jobless for a whole week, and that hurt. That hurt. I went negative in my bank account. That hurt. I was fighting for food. I was fighting to get motivated. I didn't know what my life. I was so depressed. Like, I didn't know what I was gonna do in life. Remember that the whole time I was depressed. So what happened was I ended up finding a job. I applied to every single job in my town, and I didn't want to do half the jobs. I didn't know what to do, and nobody would hire me because they always asked me if they could contact my previous employer. And I said no, because this guy, he's not going to sit there and talk good about me, you know? Why would he ever do that? So I ended up being blessed with a company I work with now. I still work with them now. Is it what I want to do for a living? Obviously not. But they are the only company that took me in. They took me in and they helped me get back on my feet by giving me a job. And I'm really thankful for what they have done for me. I mean, it's not the best job. It's not something I'm not even going to say the job name because there's no point. But I'm so thankful for where they helped me in life. They helped me as to give me a job. They didn't give me no money, obviously. No one gives free money out. There's always a catch or something. So I did that, and I still work there today. And that's basically my story of my working. So I've learned in my times of working, don't take nobody's shit. If you're gonna get treated like shit, stand up for yourself. If your boss starts to fire you, good. Go somewhere else. You'll make $1 more, $1 less. Who cares? That's just my outlook on it. And I learned that saying I learned a lot from my girl's parents. I mean, her dad really, he took me in, and he's taught me a lot about life, and like, don't work for people that treat you like that. So don't think I'm the one coming up with this stuff. It's my girl's dad. He's a very intelligent guy. He hopefully someday I can show you guys, I can, you know, show you guys who he is, and he's a really funny guy. So I think that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I mean, I told you basically about jobs and my jobs, my experience with them and all that. And it's just not something I want to do. I'm a very motivated person, you know. When I want to do something, I'm going to do it. It's not something I mean, I'm going to college, obviously. So obviously my life might change big time in like 3 years when I'm done, or whatever, however long it's going to take me. But hopefully it changes, and you guys will see me on like a brand new GSXR. I mean, that's my dream bike. My dream bike is like obviously a brand new one. I want a brand new GSXR 600. People wonder why not get 1,000? Well, the reason why I like 600 so much is because they got plenty of power. They got a lot of power for the bikes. I think 1,000 would be kind of overkill, and if you guys are like, oh, you're so scared. Yes, of course I'm scared. I thought that's a fast bike. I feel like this bike's fast, so of course I'm scared. So yeah, maybe in the future I'll get 1,000. We'll have to see, you know. So I'm happy with the Gixxer. So that's my dream bike, basically, a brand new Gixxer. And anyways, I gotta quit dragging on this video. I don't know how long it is right now, but I hope you guys do enjoy the content. If you guys have any suggestions, if you guys want to see something, let me know. I got buddies out there with old school motorcycles. I got a buddy out there with a Ninja. I don't know really too much about it. I don't know a lot about a lot of these bikes, but I know some people I can, you know, make some content with. I'm willing to take any feedback on what you guys think, you know. There's always improvement everywhere, and I really do believe in that. And I feel like if you can keep improving as a person, yes, you can find out what you can do better, and that's obviously what I'm doing. I'm going to try to figure out how can I make content better for you guys, and how can I do it, and it's gonna be fun, basically. Anyways, I gotta stick to my words. I think that's gonna be it for this video. I know this is gonna be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys have a good one.
Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. Eso.